Good morning, students. Now we move on to our next topic, refraction through a prism. So, prism is one of the apparatus where you observe the refraction, another phenomenon, dispersion, and all of you know about refraction and the dispersion. Dispersion means the splitting of light, white light, into its 7 colors. We come to the dispersion topic later on. Now we take the refraction through a prism. So here we consider one prism A, B and C. We take one prism A, B and C. So here AB is one of the refracting surface and AC is another refracting surface. And BC is your base of the prism. Okay, so the angle between the two refracting surfaces AB and AC is angle A, which is known as angle of the prism or the refracting angle. Angle of the prism or refracting angle. It is very important, okay? Refracting angle. So here A is the angle of the prism or refracting angle. Now we take one of the rays here. So this is suppose PQ. So this particular ray PQ, so incident on the surface AB, incident on the refracting surface AB. Since it goes from air to another medium, so if the prism is made of your glass, it goes from air to glass. So it means it goes from rarer to denser. If it goes from rarer to denser, then it bends towards the normal. So which one is your normal? This one is your normal and this one is your original direction of incident ray. So it bends towards the normal. So this is the original direction. Now it bends towards the normal. It comes along this particular direction. Okay, so suppose this one is R. So after bending towards the normal, it strikes on the another refracting surface AC. So when it strikes on the another refracting surface, now it goes from denser to rarer. If denser to rarer, then it bends away from the normal. This one is your normal. So it bends away from the normal along this particular direction. Okay. So PQ is the incident ray and RS is the refracted ray from the surface AC, which is also known as emergent ray. Okay, so it is also known as emergent ray. So final refracted ray, so that means the ray coming out from the prism, which is also known as emergent ray. So the angle between the original incident ray, this is the original direction of incident ray, and the emergent ray RS. So which one will be your angle? This is the original direction of incident ray and this is your emergent ray. So in between them one angle is present. This angle is known as angle of deviation. This angle is known as angle of deviation. Okay, this angle is known as angle of deviation. So the angle of deviation is the angle between the direction of incident ray and the direction of emergent ray. Okay, so this one is your angle of deviation. So now we extend this particular two normals and suppose it intersects at the point O and let this point be D. Okay, for the first refracting surface, this one is your angle of incidence, this one is your angle of refraction. For the second refracting surface, this one is your angle of incidence, This one is the angle of refraction, which one is also angle of emergence, and it is denoted by small e. Okay. So now if you observe in the diagram, then A, Q, O and R, this one is quadrilateral. Okay, A, Q, O, R, this one is quadrilateral. And this angle is how much? Since this is the angle between the surface and the normal, so this angle is 90 degree. Similarly, this angle is 90 degree. Okay, so angle between the normal and the refracting surface, and here also angle between the normal and the refracting surface, these are 90 degree. So we know that in case of a quadrilateral, sum of the 4 angles equals to 360 degree. And here already we have 2 angles equals to 90 plus 90, 180 degree. So it means that angle A plus angle QOR equals to, so we take the angle A as simply A. Okay, so plus QOR equals to 180 degree. So this is one of the condition which we get from quadrilateral AQOR. Similarly, if we consider the triangle QOR, then here R1 plus angle O plus R2 equals to 180 degree. R1 plus R2 plus angle QOR equals to 180 degree. Why 180 degree? Because sum of the 3 angles of a triangle equals to 180 degree. Okay, so we have 2 conditions. From these 2 conditions, what we observe? If you observe, then angle A becomes equals to R1 plus R2. Angle A equals to R1 plus R2. Okay, so angle A equals to R1 plus R2. So this is one of the condition. So in this is one of the condition. Now we take, suppose the triangle DQ and R. Okay, we take the triangle DQR. So here, if you observe in the diagram, this angle and the whole angle, these two are vertically opposite angles. So it means what? If this one is I, then this one also equals to I. And if this one is I, then this one is I minus R1. Similarly, this angle and the whole angle is E, because they are vertically opposite angles. Okay, if they are vertically opposite angle, if this angle is E, then this whole angle is E. Then the remaining angle will be, this angle will be E minus R2. Okay, total angle is E, this one is R2, so this remaining angle is E minus R2. So if you observe in the triangle DQR, then del angle represent the angle of deviation, which is the exterior angle, and I minus R1 and E minus R2 are the remote interior angles. And we know that exterior angle equals to sum of the remote interior angles. Okay, so equals to I plus E minus R1 plus R2. So this is another condition. So we have 2 conditions now. One is A equals to R1 plus R2, and another one is del equals to I plus E minus R1 plus R2. Okay, so now we take a special case when del equals to del M. So what does del M represent? So del M is the angle of minimum deviation. Angle of minimum deviation. So that is the minimum value of the angle of deviation. Okay, which is the minimum value of the angle of deviation. But when we have this angle of minimum deviation, there are some conditions for angle of minimum deviation. And what are these conditions? Number one, I must be equals to E. Angle of incidence equals to angle of emergence. Number two, R1 equals to R2. Okay, the angle of refraction for the first surface equals to angle of incidence for the second surface. And number three, another third condition, that is QR must be parallel to BC. So QR is this particular ray must be parallel to BC, means the base of the prism. Okay, so these are the three necessary conditions. Now we take this particular condition in these two equations. So then, since R1 equals to R2, let R1 equals to R2 equals to R. So then A equals to R plus R equals to 2R, or R equals to A by 2. Similarly, del, in place of del we consider del m, angle of minimum deviation. So I plus I minus 2R equals to twice I minus A. In place of twice R we consider A. Okay, so then I equals to del m plus A divided by 2. Okay, so if you consider this one surrounding medium has a refractive index N2 and the material having the prism prism have a refractive index, that it means the prism material have a refractive index N2. Okay, then sin I by sin R1 equals to N2 by N1, because we know it from Snell's law of refraction. Sin I by sin R1 equals to N2 by N1. But sin I equals to what? Del m plus A divided by 2. And sin R equals to what? R1 equals to R. R1 equals to R. So therefore R equals to again A by 2. So sin A by 2 equals to N2 by N1. So this is your expression for refractive index in case of a prism when the refraction takes place in case of a prism. Okay, so that particular derivation already came in the board exam. I will give you the writing part of the derivation, but this is the explanation of the derivation part. Okay, so another thing is that here another special condition arises when we consider the small angle prism. So small angle prism, okay, or wedge. If you consider small angle prism or wedge, then sin I is approximately equals to I and sin R is approximately equals to R. Why? For smaller values of I and R, sin I is approximately equals to I and sin R is approximately equals to R. Then what happened? In place of sin I we write down as I. In place of sin R1 we write down as R1. So then I by R1 equals to N2 by N1. So I by R1 means del m plus A by 2 divided by A by 2 equals to N2 by N1. So we have del m plus A divided by A equals to n2 by n1, or del m equals to n2 by n1 minus 1 into a. So this is the condition for angle of minimum deviation in case of a small angle prism. So all of you go through it. Hope it will be profitable for all of you.